Thunder on the road as they take on their Western Conference rival in today's game. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. It'll be the Thunder off the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for Oklahoma City right now, the rugged duo of Ibaka and Adams in the middle. Andre Robertson out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Durant in at the three.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. No reason to back off and give him the layup. Much better off making him go to the line.
And you know, there are those who wonder if Gordon Hayward can lead a team to the promised land. However, as just a sophomore, he led a non-powerhouse college to a championship game. So, in fact, they were just one basket away from winning it all.
Adams' shot is off. On defense, the Thunder. And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul. Here is Favors. Burke with it. And it's blocked by Adams. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Westbrook's got the ball. They get it back. Second chance shot. And that one's good.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
For Utah, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Now, here's Burke. He's tightly guarded. And here we go with Adams running it up the court. Westbrook dishes to Robertson. Ibaka, wide open, he fires. That three off the mark. Oklahoma City on D. And that one's good. Burke.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it after the basket by Utah. Misses off the right iron.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
Back to Favors. Pass to Hood. 5 on the clock. Dishes it to Gobert. It's stolen by Adams. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
For Utah, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Utah was so tough near the end of last season, Greg. They weren't going to make the playoffs, but they did give other teams some trouble.
That's a great point. And how about going 19-10 after the All-Star break? Another team that would have been in the playoffs
right
if they were in the East.
And Hayward with a clear path to the hoop. Good. Burke's got his second basket.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And Utah again with the bucket.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
And, you know, for the Jazz, you mentioned their post-All-Star break surge. I mean, that 19-10 record they had after the break was good enough for 6th best in the league.
And the jam by Kevin Durant.
How about that? Take a peek at that move. We don't get to see plays like that very often.
No, we don't. You're right. Sailing in off the baseline for the reverse stuff.
And as special as they come, guys, that was primo in terms of dunks.
6 to shoot. Hayward kicks to Burke. Here's Hood. Uncovered. It's hauled in by Adams.
And really, the Jazz were a team nobody wanted to play after the break. They were over 500 against the rest of the West and had some big wins over playoff teams in the process.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
Gobert. And good on the basket. Book it.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Lyles checked in for Favors. Joe Ingles comes in for Gordon Hayward. Burks, he's checked in for Hood. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Burke. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Enes Kanter's checked in for Adams. Kyle Singler comes in for Serge Ibaka. Dion Waiters checked in for Roberson. And it's Foy in for Russell Westbrook. Mack the pass to Burks. The rebound by Foy. Thunder trailing by 6. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
You know, and Billy Donovan, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were able to pull him away from the college game last season, signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoffs.
And Utah making a change here. Booker's checked in. And for Billy Donovan, we were talking about him. He had been with Florida for so long, the Gator program built by him. It'll be a big change. He had been thinking about it, though, before. He almost took, remember that the Magic job back in 2007?
You know, there was a change of heart for him with the Orlando gig. And Donovan's done nothing but win at Florida, and he'll have that same pressure to succeed with the high expectations with the Thunder.
Mack the pass to Lyles. That's good.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
They play the clock right, then go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
Here's Durant. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Here's Burks. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now.
He had a nice open look right there. 6 points for Kevin Durant.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Mack the pass to Lyles. An easy layup after coming off the pick. And the Jazz lead by 6. And so the first quarter is in the books. Utah out in front, leading by 6. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Jazz.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Booker out there with Lyles. Then there's Alec Burks. Then it's Shelvin Mack. And it's Exum in the point guard position. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second.
And for Dante Exum, the first point guard chosen in the 2014 draft, number 5 overall. Actually, he was taking over 2 other very talented and arguably more proven point guards coming in. Those being Marcus Smart and Elfrid Payton.
He feeds it to Mack. Lyles passes to Booker. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Mack, no luck. Thunder trailing by 9. Pass to Waiters. Fires the 3. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz.
And Dion Waiters traded last season to the Thunder. They wanted him as a shooting and scoring threat off the bench. Didn't want him to try and fill the void that Harden played when he was a member of the team.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Lyles. Favors comes in for Booker. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Alec Burks. Rodney Hood subbed in for Shelvin Mack. You know, Greg, for Waiters, it would be unfair for the Thunder to ask that of anybody. You know, that's tough to do. Clark, hard to make up what Harden had accomplished.
Yeah, and the Thunder even asked Waiters not to wear number 13 to avoid any comparisons, which I think was a smart move. But they still would like to have him provide some punch in terms of points off the bench.
And the basket by Morrow. Jazz leading by 5. Feeds it to Favors. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
You know, as I watched Derek Favors last season, he continued to develop his offense. He was a big, unpolished athlete coming into the league. Had some conditioning problems, but now it seems like he's on track to be a force as a power forward.
And Westbrook, here we go. It's tipped. And stolen by Favors. Here to that jam. Just beautiful.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
Shots good by Waiters.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Three-pointer, Hayward. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Trey Burks checked in for Dante Exum. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Robertson's checked in. Here's Favors. You know, Clark, the thing you like about Derek Favors is he keeps adding to his game every year. You forget how young he is, too.
That's exactly right. We need a reminder. This guy came into the league very early, right after a year of college. Seems like he's been around forever.
Durant's checked in for the Thunder. Thunder trailing by 8. Westbrook dishes to Durant. Gobert with the block. Hayward against Westbrook. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And for Favors and his youth, he has made big strides. And in a few years' time could be one of the more dominant bigs in our league.
The finish. Pushing it up. Morrow, no good. Jazz leading by 8. Burke with it. Westbrook picks him up. Kicks it to Hood. And the pass to Burke. Hayward outside. Lets the 3 fly. Westbrook pulls it in.
And guys, with Favors, his development, you know, you forget, sometimes it takes big men a little longer to figure it out. I mean, he's certainly been putting it together here the last few seasons.
Oklahoma City moving it around. Morrow, no good. Hood kicks to Burke. At the top of the key, Favors. Here's Hood. Another miss by Utah. Thunder trailing by 8. Westbrook passes to Roberson. Back to Westbrook. Lets it go with the 3. Here's Adams. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. The Thunder shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Kiwi Steven Adams, one of the toughest players down on the block.
And Kevin Adams is not afraid to get under somebody's skin. He's pretty strong defensively, too.
Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Utah. Then for the Thunder, Kyle Singler comes in for Anthony Morrow. And it's Foy in for Russell Westbrook. Here's Burke. The Jazz with another miss.
And, you know, guys, that's one of the things I like about Adams. I mean, he'll draw the ire of opposing players just because of how he approaches the game.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
And Favors kicks to Gobert. Here's Ingles. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Yeah, and guys, Adams doesn't want to be known as a dirty player. I mean, I think he feels he plays aggressive and he hustles, and that sometimes rubs players the wrong way.
Burke dishes to Ingles. He kicks to Gobert. Outside Favors. Four on the clock. Here's Gobert. And that one comes up a bit short.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Offensive rebound. Tries again. Here's Foy. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Foy's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
.35 seconds left to play here in the half. Burke kicks to Gobert. No good. So the Thunder will take it the other way. Now the dish to Durant. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And there's the feed to Roberson. Randy Foy is on the wing. Here's Adams. Gobert with the block. Ingles can't get it to go. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Jazz lead by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Durant the 3 and Ibaka the 4. Russell Westbrook out there with Andre Roberson. And it's Adams in at the center. Here's Hood. Adams defending. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
That's his first personal foul.
And guys, as many rookies do, Rodney Hood hit some major bumps in the road last season. I mean, he came in with the reputation of having an NBA-ready jumper, yet only hit 41% of his shots. He had that foot injury that kept him out for a string of games. However, it really all came together for him in April, the last month of the season.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Thunder trailing by 6. Outside Westbrook. Down low. Adams' shot is good. Adams has got 6.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Gobert. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. And the Jazz lead by 6. Westbrook drives in. Gobert with the block. And now running up the court, Hayward's pushing it up. And that one's good. And it's an 8-point Jazz lead.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, that could be an instant momentum shift. That certainly was a rim wrecker.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Morrow's checked in. Hayward goes in. There's the pick. Pass to Lyles. Shot clock at 5. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Here's Burks. They get it back. It's deflected. Here's Waiters. He has 7. And he gets the bucket.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Jazz leading by 3.
Boy, I tell you, I thought the Jazz had a big year last season. Looked much tougher than before. A big part of that is how Coach Quinn Snyder helped the team grow. I mean, he looked like a perfect fit in his first year with the franchise.
Here's Lyles. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Lyles got 9. Thunder trailing by 5. Westbrook kicks to Ibaka. And stolen by Booker. Here's Burks. Oh! And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
The Jazz making a switch here. Exum's checked in. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Randy Foye, he's checked in for Anthony Morrow. We were mentioning the Jazz, and they grew last year under Coach Quinn Snyder in his first year. You know, Greg, he did the same thing with teams when he was a coach in the D-League.
That's a great point, Kevin. And beyond the growth that the Jazz showed, I think everyone in Utah was pleased with the style of play. I mean, Coach Snyder's got the team back to playing hard defense and really grinding out wins. Worked that one inside nicely.
Here's Mack, covered by Foye. And Mack kicks to Booker. Got a piece of it. And they'll keep possession. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. Another shot. Here's Burks. And another shot. And he sinks the layup. Burks has got 4 points this quarter.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the deep thinking jump shot. Gave a little pump fake and then off to the races.
Careless play for him. That's 3 turnovers now in the quarter. He's got to do better.
Singler, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Exum passes to Booker. And he dunks it down.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Yes,
Bring it down hard,
yes,
my brother.
sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Foy up top. He dishes it to Ibaka. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
And the Jazz making a change here. Ingles is checked in. Right wing. Here's Burks. Waiters grabs the miss.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
There's a screen by Cantor. Waiters on the wing. To the inside. Burks with the steal. To the left wing. Passes it to Lyles. The tray. The shot is off.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And Voigt kicks to Singler. Soft touch off the glass. Singler's got his second bucket.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Another miss by Utah.
Nothing's going his way since the horn. I mean, looks like he used up all his makes in the last quarter.
Ibaka, no luck.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely is jammed with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Gobert, he's checked in for Trevor Booker. Favors comes in for Lyles. And Hood subbed in for Burks. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Utah. Trey Burke comes in for Shelvin Mack.
Gordon Hayward. Trey Burke.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Hayward.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
.46 seconds left in the third quarter. Shot clock at 6. And Durant, here we go. That's up a 3. Utah with the rebound.
Got a good look, though. I thought that was going to go down.
Yeah, the D, though, just enough to bother the rhythm on that one, Clark.
Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. That's good.
That's how you make it happen, guys. Ball pressure and then a run out.
And that's how you flip the script in terms of momentum right there.
And here is Burke. He has 6. Gobert, the screen. Burke dishes to Gobert. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. 6 points for Rudy Gobert. The third quarter comes to a close. Jazz out in front. They're up by 6. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Favors and Gobert, the shot blocking duo inside. Hood out there with Trey Burke. And it's Hayward in the small forward position. That's the group right now for Utah. Jazz leading by 6. Hood, the pass to Gobert.
Oh, good D
but better it's almost as if they're just standing there.
Well said. Well, for the most part, they were just standing still, Clark.
And you know what, Kevin? He's not the most explosive player on the court, but if you give him a clear lane to the basket, he'll punch it on you.
Now, here's Burke. He's covered by Westbrook. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Outside Westbrook. And Roberson kicks to Adams. That is good.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
You know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. I was able to listen in on what Quinn Snyder was going over with his team. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
Thank you, Doris. There's a screen by Cantor. Westbrook dishes to Cantor. Ibaka, no luck. In transition, here come the Jazz. Mack leading the charge. And it's good. And it's 6 points for Gordon Hayward.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Here's Durant. Here's Cantor. Got a hand on it. Hood kicks to Gobert. Dishes it to Hood. Ibaka against Favors. And it's blocked by Ibaka. He feeds it to Durant. Deflects the pass. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Here's Hood. Pass to Gobert. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Gobert's got 4 this quarter.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Here's the screen. Ibaka, the pass to Durant. And stolen by Favors. Out to the right wing. Mack dishes to Favors. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
And really, last season, the Thunder came into the year as a popular pick to win the West. Of course, we know what happened in terms of injuries, and they ended up having them on the outside looking in terms of the postseason.
For the Thunder, their play against the rest of the West wasn't a huge problem as to why they missed the playoffs. And Clark, they went 25-27 against the rest of the West.
Well, at first glance, that doesn't look too bad, but only 7 wins in those 29 games against the Western Conference playoff teams. With the talent the Thunder have, you still think of them as favorites in the West, at least one of the favorites in the West.
Here's Mack. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Hood. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Outside Durant. There's a screen by Cantor. Right side Westbrook. Mack grabs the miss.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And the Thunder pushing it up now. Westbrook's got the ball. Durant with another miss. Jazz leading by 11. Knocked loose. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. Adams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter.
Steven Adams.
And favors kicks to Hood. And the layup falls. Hood's got 10 points here in the second half.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Here's Westbrook. It's Durant on the wing. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. That's 12 points for Kevin Durant.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Here's Mack. He's covered by Westbrook. And Mack kicks to Gobert. Inside. Favors. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Adams, the pass to Ibaka. And that one's good.
Crisp pass into the paint.
Clark, if they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Amen. I think that's the best option.
Hayward outside. Feeds to Favors. Out to Hayward. 6 on the shot clock. Mag dishes to Favors. And it's blocked by Ibaka. Kicks to Robertson. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Ibaka in the post. Gobert on him. And Adams kicks to Ibaka. Gobert with the block.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball. And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Jazz.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, Steve, and in the end, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, Clark, and that's all part of the story.
That's right, Kevin. I mean, this is by no means a runaway that it might appear to have been. I mean, it was a scrappy performance all the way through.
And while it's a team game, you can't win without guys showing up, and that was the case tonight for Gobert. He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebounds.
Exum's shot is off.
Probably impossible for them to come back now.
Yeah, far too much work left to be done and not nearly enough time to get it done in.
That's his first personal foul.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within single digits.
Anthony Morrow taking 2 shots.
And Morrow drops them both. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Well, for the Jazz, they can just run out the clock. Ingles passes to Lyles. And it's off the back rim. No good. The 3 from Morrow. And so it's Utah with the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.